Hi guys, my name is Jessie. Welcome to my channel for a bonus video this week where I am, introducing you to my pups. Pink, leave it. Alright, I guess we're going to start with this little lady who currently has a bunch of mud on her chest. This is Snickers. She is a Yorkie Schnauzer mix. She is 7 as of this past April, and she is our most recent addition. We got her a year ago this past February. It was kind of an accident. One of my family members had a baby and their little baby was allergic to their dog, so I felt really bad about that. We're both dog people, but that ended up giving us Snickers. I'm probably gonna say this for everyone, but she has stolen our hearts. She has dad wrapped around her little finger. She's just a hoot and a half. Hi. We call her Snick for short. Her name is Snickers. She thinks she's a big dog. She has no problems playing with the big boys. She has been trampled once or twice, so we have to keep an eye out, make sure she's not getting too carried away or thinking of herself too big. I specifically made a tall feeder for the boys for their food bowls and their water bowls, and I made it one tall enough for them, which is taller than I was able to find online, and I thought tall enough for her to not be able to reach, because from the first day we brought her home she only drank out of their water bowl, and somehow she can still reach, so she still drinks from their water bowl. She is our noisiest of our pups in terms of hi. They're all barkers, which is frustrating, but she makes coos. I don't know if you can see, but also her tongue sticks out a lot and it is adorable and I love it so much. But she coos and she oos and she just makes the cutest, funniest, craziest sounds. So if you ever hear just funky background noises, speaking of someone who's doing yard work outside, if you ever hear background noise in any of my videos, it's probably her, and if I'm inside, she's probably cooing or whining at the lights on the walls. If you've seen my videos previously, I've mentioned this before, I have to wipe down my walls because she dirties them up when she licks them trying to get to the lights. So I can't say W-A-L-K because everyone knows what that is and they will go crazy and get excited, so we'll say jaunt. When they go on jaunts with me, she can go as long, if not longer, than the boys. She has a ton of energy. Her favorite toy besides lights is balls, so she loves playing fetch. She loves to bring you balls of various sizes. From, we have tennis balls that she likes, we have balls that are bigger than her but that she's able to grab a hold of. She broke one of my exercise balls. It was a weighted ball. I loved it. It was just an 8-pound weight, but I left it on the ground one day and she went crazy and I just laughed and thought it was hilarious. She was using it kind of like a soccer ball, except it was kind of heavy, so she was slowly moving it around and pawing at it and looking at it and biting at it, and I didn't think she could actually get her mouth around it, and she finally got it open and we had sand everywhere, so that was exciting. Any types of balls she's a fan of. One thing about all of my dogs is that if one of them starts to howl, which is usually Blue, and we'll get to him later, but if one of them starts to howl, the rest join in. she is definitely a part of that, which is adorable and hilarious. She sleeps with us. Our two little ladies do, so she does sleep with us. Some people might have opinions on that, but we really like snuggling with dogs at night in addition to each other, so it's just, we let them, and that works for us. But she will, based on her temperature, she'll stay over the covers, or if she decides she wants to get under the covers, she'll find where you and the comforter meet, and she will just kind of nose at you until, like, at that spot until you lift it, and she can climb right under. So she's super cute. Yeah, she's just been a fantastic addition, and we love her so much. Hi. Oh, thank you. Yes, we need a bath because when we play fetch out back, she will run after the ball and then she will kind of slide the rest of the way, so she gets muddy. The other day I mowed the lawn, and so we had fresh cut grass and the lawn was a little bit wet. I cut it when it was a little bit wet, which was a pain in the butt, but that's when I had time to do it. So it was freshly cut, it was still a little bit wet, and she was green all the way up to her belly, completely green. It was just adorable. She's just been a great addition. So that is Snickers. Hi. I guess we will move on to the muzzle right here. Hi. Should we say hi? Yeah, okay. This is Hank. Hi. We still call him our puppy, even though he's going to be 3 in July, which makes me so sad. He is the only one of our fur babies who we did not get as a rescue or from someone else. We got him from a breeder in Kentucky. So we took a nice long road trip to pick up this formerly little guy. You wouldn't know it from looking at him and these giant paws and everything, but he was the size of Chloe, she's actually back here. He was the size of Chloe when we brought him home, and clearly he is no more. And Snickers brought me one of her balls. I mentioned this in a movie previously. Some people have strong opinions about shock collars. I'm not going to voice my opinion one way or another. I just want to point out that any collars we have on our dogs, currently we have one on Hank and Blue. The collar that he and Blue wear are bark collars, so they are not controlled by a remote. They are controlled by their barking, because that is a nice big problem we have with them. They bark beyond when is welcome and necessary. Hi. But they just vibrate and make noise, so they do not shock. So yeah, just in case you're ever curious, he is a ham. He still acts like a puppy sometimes. We still have, he still has some maturing to do, which is fine. Again, if you've been with me previously, one thing I had mentioned is we keep a bowl upside down on our trash can, because both of the boys learned how to get into the trash can. It was a motion sensor. They both learned how to open it with the motion sensor, and he still knows how to open it with the buttons. So we just keep a wooden bowl upside down on our trash can, and that's because of this guy. I don't even know what to say about him. He's Jello. He thinks he can squeeze into any space he sees fit. He kind of has the opposite of large dog syndrome. He likes to be on your lap. He likes to squeeze where he cannot fit. And amazingly, sometimes he can get himself to fit where you don't think he could be. He loves water. We call him our aqua boy. So he is always going after water. He likes standing in the shower after we've taken a shower. Hi. But for some reason, he doesn't like baths. So figure that one out. Whoa, bless you. the way, if you ever want to be able to tell Blue and Hank apart, Hank has a nubbin and Blue has a tail. Excuse me, lay down please. Okay, I guess that's good enough for now. One thing about Hank and Snick is they're the two that like to play together the most and have their playtime figured out the best. They are so adorable. I love seeing them play together. They just have like a sibling relationship. It's really funny. It's really cute. He is smart. He's very, very smart. Like I said, he figured out our trash can, and when he was a puppy, he opened a doorknob. He didn't know how he did it, but he opened a doorknob, and we've just been careful to not give him the opportunity to learn it again. He's weirdly smart, and I say weirdly because then he will choose the weirdest things to be really dumb about. He just surprises us with what he figures out versus what he doesn't. Kongs. He's never been able to figure out Kongs. He just licks the inside. He hasn't figured out everything Blue knows. No, leave it. With the chewing and the dropping it from a height, I'll get to Blue later, but he hasn't really figured out Kongs. So that's an example of something he's not very smart about, but yeah, he's a sweetheart. He can be a pussy sometimes. He can get scared about odd things, but otherwise he's another hoot and a half. He's very muscular, very athletic. I was wanting to enlist him in an agility class before COVID, and then obviously COVID. So maybe one day we'll get him into an agility course. I think that will be really good for him and really good for us. That is Hank, our puppy. Hey, Dolly. All right. Okay, we're fine. All right. Hi, baby. Thank you. Thank you. This is Chloe. She was our first fur baby. Hi, thank you. We got her from a couple who had got her from the Humane Society, so she's a rescue as well. Hi, baby. How are we doing? Oh, thank you. Hi, I took you from your spot by the window, huh? I know. We'll make this real fast. You'll see in most videos she has a diaper. She's our oldest. She's estimated around 13. So we're definitely getting up there and working on keeping her comfortable and keeping her quality life as good as it can be. We still have some time with her, but we're definitely to the point where we have a lot of medications, a lot of vet visits, just making sure she is comfortable, making sure she's not progressing with anything, and that she's still living a good life. Hi, baby. Did I let you down? If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you'll see that she went with us to Colorado a little while back when my husband and I took a road trip. She has been with us on a couple trips now where we choose to leave the other pups and we just take her so we can keep an eye on her and make sure she's getting all the meds so no one else has to deal with the multitude of needs she has. But she loves having us to herself, so she loves road tripping with us. She rides really well. She doesn't make a peep the entire time when we're gone, versus here she will bark along with everyone else, make sure anyone coming near the house knows that she's there, make sure the other dogs stay in line. Baby, you can go by your window again. Good girl. All of our dogs love to sunbathe, but she loves it more than any of them. So she went right back to her sunspot. She had signs of abuse when she arrived at the Humane Society, and she was still working through them with the couple that had picked her up from there that we got her from. And so she actually took some time to warm up to my husband. It seemed to be a thing with male figures she had a problem with, but ever since then, within a couple days to a week, she had already started warming up to him, and now she goes to him for certain things over me, like protection. She loves my husband so much. She loves both of us, and she's just so sweet. One of her issues that we are helping her out with right now, besides the incontinence, is she does have some heart issues, and she has an enlarged heart that's pressing on her trachea, so she has both heart and trachea coughing, breathing issues. So we're helping her through that. So she no longer goes to like the ballpark with us, or if you see on my Instagram in any of my stories when I'm walking the pups, she is in a little papoose. I wear her like a baby so she can get out. She doesn't feel left out, because if I do try to leave her at home while I take the other pups for a jaunt, she freaks out, and I don't want her hurting herself or, you know, working herself up into a tizzy or an episode. So she will still go on jaunts with us, but she will just ride with me so she can look around and get some fresh air. She also sleeps with us, not quite so noisily. One thing I did not mention with Snick is that whenever we move at night, she makes a sound. Like she either squeaks or coos or oos or something like that. It's hilarious. But Chloe's a lot more quiet. She just finds her spot and she doesn't move from that spot all night, and that's by me. So she's such a sweetheart. We love her so much. We're glad we can be a good home for her, and that we have resources to help her just stay comfortable and enjoy her golden years. But that's gonna be a tough one. Let's just say that. So she was our first baby. Yeah, let's see if we can find Blue. I think we might need to go hunt him down. I found him. This is Blue. Blue is 8. He was the second dog that came to be with us. Within the first 6 months of us getting our first home, my husband and I were both like, we need a big dog. We love Chloe, but we want a big dog. So we got him from the Humane Society. We brought him home on a very cold, very snowy January night. And he was a big ham. He's pretty much been my husband's from the beginning. He loves me. He is very protective, not in a bad, aggressive way, but he's just very sweet and thoughtful, which is weird to say of a dog. Hi, Dolly. My husband recently got a new job, but for several years he did a lot of traveling, and it would be for around a month at a time. So before he would leave, it was so sweet. I'm gonna start crying. He would always have a heart-to-heart with Blue. He would pull him aside. He would say, hey, you're taking care of Mom. You're protecting her. And it's like he knew. He would just go into this different mode. But yeah, he's a gentle giant. He usually sits at around 100 pounds. So he looks a lot bigger than he looks asleep on the couch right now. I forgot to mention Chloe is a Chihuahua mix. Hank is a full-bred Weimaraner, and Blue is a Weimaraner mix. We think he's probably mixed with a lab based on the shape of his face and his size, but he's primarily Weimaraner, so you can tell that in his personality, especially Hank's. He has a Weimaraner personality. If you know anything about that breed of dog, they are something special. And I wouldn't normally recommend having more than one at a time, but we do. And they're special, and they're a handful, and they keep us entertained, and it's so much fun. Blue is already keeping us a little bit busy with medical needs. Pretty much since we got him, he has just been a very sensitive old soul. We got him when he was 4, and he has, if there's any little bit of stress in his life, I'm talking if dad leaves, the first couple days he's in mourning. If I'm moving the furniture around in a room to paint a room, he gets stressed. If there's the least bit of change or stress in his life, it's like his system just goes crazy. He just has a lot of GI issues when that happens. And then he's also already experiencing some joint issues. We're not quite sure what that's about since he is not a purebred. It's a little bit early for that, but we are already working with the vet to keep him comfortable, keep him as pain-free as possible. One thing about Weimaraners and large dogs in general also is that they get fatty deposits. They're not, or fatty tumors. They're not actually cancerous, or they're not harmful or painful or anything, but you'll see he has little bubbles under his skin. He has quite a few these days, but that's nothing too crazy. You may have just heard the washer and dryer. Ignore all the background noise. But yeah, so we have him on, his food is a combination of sensitive skin and sensitive stomach food, as well as large dog breed with like joint assistance food. So we mix his food with those two things to help with both of those issues. We have him on joint supplements, we have him on probiotics, we have him on as needed pain relievers for days when his joints seem really bad. And that's one reason why, if he's not feeling like coming up the stairs to come see us or to come eat, we don't force him. We still do jaunts and everything. We keep him moving enough to help him through, but once we're in the house, it's really up to him, and we let him kind of decide where he wants to move and how much he wants to move. And again, we work really closely with our vets, a doggy cardiologist, all the things, so we make sure all of our dogs are well taken care of. They are like our babies. So like I said, he's always been just an old, sensitive soul. He loves me. He goes into a different type of mode whenever my husband would be gone, but he has a love for my husband that he doesn't have for anyone else, and it is so sweet. And yeah, it's adorable. He's been just a joy and just a perfect member of our family. He fit in so well, and he helped puppy Hank when we first brought him home, kind of show him the ropes, put him in his place. He continues to. Like I said, he does still have his tail. Excuse me. Right here. So, hi. So it hurts. He weighs a lot. So if he's ever wagging his tail and you get hit with it, it will hurt. If you bruise easily, you will have a bruise for a little bit, but it's okay. It's completely fine. He gives you a look that makes it all better. Hi, thank you. A funny story I love to tell is the night we first brought him home. We tried doing the whole neutral territory thing with him and Chloe, having them meet. We were gonna meet at a park, but then like I said, it was already dark because it was during winter. It ended up being really cold and really snowy when we picked him up, so that didn't really work out. We did a mini kind of meet in the backyard, and then Matt took him on a leashed tour through our home. Matt's my husband, by the way. Matt took him on a leashed tour of our house, and then Chloe and I went in several minutes behind, so we didn't actually see him. We just followed where he had been and smelled his scents. So by the time we got to the end of the tour, where he had his tour and Chloe and I had her on a leash as well, so I could guide her to where they had already been and she could smell him and everything. I hear, "That's not for you." And I go into our bedroom, which is where they ended the tour, and this massive dog had just hopped up onto our, at that point, full-size bed and was taking up like 2/3 of it. It was hysterical and hilarious and just so sweet. But no, that was not for him. He could have a full-size bed for a bed and he would be very happy. He would take up most of the space. no, it was just so sweet. So he made himself right at home. He just clung to Matt from the beginning. He stares at Matt in this sweet, sweet way. And it's just like they're staring into each other's souls. And it just warms my heart so much. I'm getting cheesy and I'm blabbing. So let's wrap this up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I mentioned a couple of things that you might have seen on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I definitely recommend that. You get a lot of notifications for my YouTube videos. You see more of my personal life and the pups and my husband and I and trips we go on. So if you are not following me there yet, I have my Instagram linked down below. So make sure you follow me there. We do currently have the boys eating separately because Hank was going through another phase where he was challenging for alpha. So they are still eating separately for right now, even though the feeder I made for them does accommodate 2 food bowls and a water bowl. I mention that because at the beginning of one of my Get All Done With Me videos I did several months ago, I believe, I included footage of me giving Hank a command to go get his bowl from his room, him going to get his bowl, bringing it back, and then me filling it up, and then me having the pups wait for their food, and then they get a release word and then they can get their food. So I received a couple of questions and comments about that, wanting to know kind of what I do for training for our dogs. So if that's something you're interested in or you have questions about, please make sure to comment down below. Let me know that is something you would be interested in and what questions you have, as well as if you might be interested in cleaning videos specific to dogs or what else you might be interested in. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss future videos or bonus videos like this one. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.